This radio program is PG-13. Parents strongly caution some material may be inappropriate for children under the age of 13.
The following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Arizona, this is Brother Mike. I'm back on the radio. Welcome to HardcoreChristianity.com. Thank you for tuning in to the program. Today's Bible study, Hot for Teacher. Thank you for tuning in. This is Brother Mike. I'm the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center. We're down on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road. It's the red brick building. HardcoreChristianity.com is the website. All of our ministry services are there. You'll see that we have seminars for women only. We have deliverance and healing services for children, preteens, usually the first Saturday of the month. We have Zoom services for women on Monday nights at 6:30 p.m. We have Zoom services for everybody every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. We also have Zoom services on Saturday at 6 p.m. for everybody. We have a counseling center at Hardcore Christianity. Give me a call at 602-636-5800, and I will put you on the counseling schedule. There's no charge for born-again Christians. Please remember my Sunday morning podcast at 9 o'clock Arizona and Pacific time. Hot for teacher, friend. Yeah, hot for teacher, hot for dad. That happened in the Old Testament, didn't it? It sure did. Lust demons are superpowered. They get inside the person's body, they hyperventilate their sexual drive, their sexual desires, and it is absolutely horrible. Lust demons are spreading all over the United States. It's absolutely amazing. Pornhub is the main venue Satan uses to spread lust demons. Once you get on pornography, they just instantly enter your body. But in Genesis chapter 19, it wasn't just hot for teachers, it was hot for daddy. Genesis 19, you know the story. Lot was a wealthy, very wealthy man in Sodom. He lived in Sodom, not Gomorrah. He's sitting out by the gate in a luxury home, security, all kinds of stuff. He looks up and two angels are heading toward him. He can't believe it. Somehow, some way, he knew these two people were angels. I use the word people loosely, that if they were angels. Angels are not people. They are persons. He knew there was something special about them. So he said, please come and stay in my house tonight. And they said, no, we'll just hang out here, take a nap in the street. And he said, no, you can't do that. He was insistent. He knew it was dangerous because there were marauding groups of homosexual, bisexual rapists all over Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities surrounding there. And so Lot talks him into having dinner with him. They go to have dinner. And at some time that evening, somebody found out those two men were there. Well, Sodom and Gomorrah had a special welcoming committee. When I was a kid, they called them the welcome wagon. But in Sodom and Gomorrah, it was the welcome wagon involved anal sex and sexual abuse and sodomy and everything else. And they came over to Lot's house and said, hey, those two guys that came in with you, bring them out here so we can work them over. No question about it. You got to bring them out. And Lot goes, what are you talking about? What are you doing? I can't do that. Eastern custom requires me to sacrifice my life to save the lives of strangers. I can't do that. And they said, we don't care, and we're going to do you too. You're going to get it too, man. What do you mean I'm going to get it too? Yep. You got it. So Lot tries to fend him off, and he goes, listen, I've lived here so long, I'm kind of a pervert myself. Here, take my two virgin daughters and rape the stuffing out of them. They're both virgins. You'll love it. Go ahead and do that, but leave these two guys alone. Well, as you know the story, the angels stepped in and saved him. And finally got Lot and his wife and his two daughters out of Sodom and Gomorrah. None of the other relatives or family members or friends would leave. They went to him to say, hey, we got to get out of here. Judgment's falling on our cities. We got to run, man. And guess what? Nothing happened. Only 4 people got out. Lot's wife was turned into a pillar of salt. She looked back and said, hey, I want to go back to Pervertville. She became a pillar of salt. And then later on, of course, the 2 daughters got Lot drunk, and you had incest. And then after that, decades of evil people came out of those two children. But let's switch over now to Sodom and Gomorrah in America. Do you know where that is? Anybody know? Yes, sir. The Department of Education. Can you believe that? The Department of Education is hot for teacher, man. It's unbelievable. Did you know that the Department of Education is the #1 child abuser, sexual abuser in the United States? Did you know that? Can you even believe that? That's not a joke. That's actually real, friend. It's real. Yeah. The Department of Education's theme song is this one. Can you imagine that? Wow, this thing doesn't stop. It isn't going to stop. You wouldn't believe. Whoa. Who would have dreamed the #1 pervert in America was? Department of Education. Can you believe that? Brother Mike, you got to be making this up. I am? Check it out. In the United States, there's 50 million plus students in the public school system nationwide, K through 12. These new reports indicate that millions of children each decade have suffered some form of child abuse in the public school system, dwarfing the Roman Catholic Church, the Boy Scouts of America, and the Southern Baptist Convention, dwarfing them. The Roman Catholics, when it comes to abusing children, are rank amateurs compared to the Department of Education. Betsy DeVos, the Education Secretary, read a report that was put out in 2018 in the Chicago Tribune. They did an investigation of the school districts in Chicago, and they found there was over 500 incidents, reports of sexual misconduct among employees of the city's schools over the past decade. In California, for example, multiple students filed a lawsuit against a male music teacher in San Jose. In San Jose, he had been hired by the school district when he previously had a criminal record and had served time for sexually abusing children. He started it back up again in San Jose. In New Jersey, a female middle school teacher was arrested having a long-term relationship with a student. In Texas, a male teacher got caught having an affair with a 12-year-old girl who was in the school system. In Illinois, a female substitute teacher was grooming 6th graders for sex. In Washington, a male high school teacher got arrested for attempting to sexually molest a minor. And this was right after they had a psychologist convicted for the same thing the previous year. Just last weekend alone in New Jersey, a 36-year-old teacher got arrested. Multiple assault charges involving a sexual relationship with a teenage student. A report came out of Hofstra University just recently. They found that 1 in 10 students in the public school system suffer some form of sexual misconduct by an educator. The rate of educator sexual misconduct is 10 times higher than clergy abuse in the United States. What happens? they found that the Department of Education does everything it can to cover up the abuse. All the research studies that have come out, California Poly State University, for example, is one of them, shows that the teachers' unions and the Department of Education are covering it up. They don't want any of this information out. Unfortunately, they didn't know that Hardcore Christianity was on the radio in Phoenix. They're not going to be able to keep it quiet here. They do not hold the teachers accountable in the school system. The only time they get caught is if the people go to the local authorities. And they do not stop enablers involved in this sexual harassment process. The enablers that support the teachers from abusing students are not disciplined either. Statistically, here's what it looks like. 2/3 of the predators in schools are males. You probably guessed that. Most of the sexual abuse occurs in the southern states in the United States. Most of the victims are female, 56%. Most of the incidents involve students where? In high school. Things are changing a little bit. In Oklahoma, they just passed a law that does not allow teachers to communicate on social media with their students unless it's through the school district website. In Michigan, a similar law has recently been put into force, trying to stop educators from molesting and sexually harassing their students. In Texas, and I'm talking about Prosper, Texas, this is a very wealthy suburb of Dallas. This is an area where the rich people live. They don't live in downtown Dallas. They live in nicer areas in the suburbs, right? Yeah. Numerous cases per year, over 100, occur in that school district alone in Prosper of students being sexually harassed. What's going on here? Well, Satan is taking over the country and taking over the school districts. For example, from 2015 to 2018, the number of incidents of sexual and violence went up by 43%. Unbelievable. What's happening here? Spirits are sweeping through our school system. Lust demons are hitting them. The students and the teachers, they're coming in through social media. They're coming in through Pornhub. They're coming in through Netflix shows. They're coming in through all kinds of venues of perversion. Las Vegas, New Orleans, San Francisco, New York, all these cities are loaded with demons of lust. If you have them, please come for help now. You can be delivered. 602-636-5800.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.